I'm an 8th grade teacher and a deadly trend is taking over my students. At first I thought it was a stupid trend, one of those TikTok things that catches rapid fire and before you know it, everyone is doing it and they don't even know why. It started with a student in my first hour 8th grade science class, Marley, a prolific talker and one of the more popular students in the class. But last Monday, Marley seemed different. She shuffled into the brightly lit classroom, eyes darting from side to side, shoulders slumped. Her cosmic print JanSport backpack sagged off one shoulder. Gingerly, she took her seat, and I noticed she was shivering. "Marley, honey, are you okay?" I asked. The typically outspoken student and I sometimes bumped heads, but I was still her teacher and cared about her. She barely raised her head to look at me. She murmured, pulling a pen out of her backpack. It was then that I noticed her notebook, which was open to a page covered in what looked like tally marks. Marley saw me looking and protectively drew her arm around the notebook, as if I were another student who was trying to cheat. Before I could ask what she was doing, she was already recording more tally marks. There was something feverish and urgent in her writing. However, I decided to let it go and start the day's lesson. Adolescence could be strange and unpredictable, a truth that has endured since the beginning of time. During class, Marley's friends tried to talk to her, whispering and not so discreetly trying to show her stuff on their phones. It was to no avail. Marley kept her head down and continued to scratch tally marks into her notebook. Halfway through the lesson, she abruptly stopped tallying and typed something on her phone, eyes wide and brow furrowed. Shortly after, several of her friends pulled out their phones, no doubt reading the text that Marley had just sent. Jen's chin started to wobble ever so slightly. Maddie looked like she was going to cry. Emilio bit his lip. Jackson raised a fist to his mouth. Then they all turned to another page in their notebooks and started tallying too. Though I was thrown off guard, I let it go and decided to ask them about it after class. But Olivia, who was the type of kid that tended to ask if there was any homework, much to the dismay of other students, came up to my desk with some questions and the others left before I could say anything to them. Still, while Olivia spoke, I peeked at them out of the corner of my eye and noticed that they were all still writing in their notebooks while walking out the door. Normally, Emilio and Jackson would be punching each other in the shoulders and running their mouths, trying to impress Marley, Maddie, and Jen. To see them with their heads buried in their notebooks, consumed with the tally marks they were recording, well, it was puzzling as hell. Then it dawned on me, as I mentioned above, that this was probably some sort of TikTok crap, tallying the number of times they thought about their crush and then giving it to their crush at the end of the day, or something else that would fit an 8th grader's definition of romantic or daring. I immediately felt better about their strange behavior. As the day went on, more and more of my students, regardless of class period, personality, social status, academic standing, gender, race, and so on, were partaking in this strange game, and it appeared to be linked to their phones too. Invariably, a student would get a text message, their eyes would cloud over with worry, or could it be fear? No way, I was reading into it. Then they would turn to another page in their notebook and begin making tally marks. I rolled my eyes at myself. Why was I putting so much thought into a teenage trend? I was a 43-year-old married woman with a teenager myself. Still, it tugged at my mind. I figured I would ask my 16-year-old Caroline about it when I got home. "I don't know what you're talking about, Mom," Caroline said when I asked her during dinner if she had heard of this new tallying trend. "You know I don't use TikTok." For her age, Caroline held very strong opinions about the negative aspects of social media. "But none of your friends have texted you about it?" I asked. "I feel like it's going around like crazy." Caroline shrugged. "No idea," she said. "Sounds stupid though, very juvenile." I suppressed a smile. Leave it to Caroline to make me feel better about all this. The next morning, before the first class started, I received an email to my school inbox and almost fell out of my chair. Olivia had been found dead in her bedroom earlier that morning. Authorities were currently investigating her death. The cause of death was not mentioned in the email.